More and more teams are trying to solidify a roster for the upcoming spring split. And with that, we're going to be getting a lot of roster changes and announcements and rumors and everything else over the next couple of weeks with leading up to the spring split. So we've got some more of those today. Also, the announcement that version 1 put out has officially been released. Shout out to them getting a new Valorant team. And we also have some other things on top of that about breaking down the schedule for the upcoming week. Just a whole bunch of Rocket League stuff to cover today. Also, Rocket League is doing some interesting stuff for Black History Month, so we'll take a peek at that as well. What is up, everybody? Lawler here, your inside source for all things Rocket League. As always, a bunch of Rocket League news to cover for you today. But before we get into that, as always, if you guys enjoy the content, all that fun stuff, make sure you guys go give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, turn on notifications. We just hit 28,000 subscribers. Greatly appreciate the love and support. Trying to hit 50K by the end of the year, which I think we can do as long as we keep the pace going the way that it has been. So with that said, if you guys do want to follow along, or if you'd like additional information on anything I do talk about in the video today, links in the description down below. And if there's anything you think I missed, make sure you drop it in the comments. With that said, first up, we got Triple Trouble. They finally have announced what's going on with their roster. There's been a lot of rumors over the past probably 2-3 weeks about Calyx and what that situation is. And it has announced that they have officially departed with Calyx and he will be released from the roster. Calyx spent over 7 months with Tadpole and Bluey, in that time winning the first ever iteration of the grid and achieving a top 8 finish in the fall major. Best of luck going forward. Even though they had success multiple times and this team does have quite a bit of talent, they just weren't able to do it consistently, and that was the toughest part, was finding a way to make sure that it's not that you have the potential to pop off on one event, but because the season is 9 months long, how can we continuously get that success? And in this circumstance, unfortunately, for Calyx, they were not able to do so. Shortly after that, they then announced that Rise will be joining them. Rise, if you guys remember, was one of the players on Barrage way back, and then he ended up going and playing for Sauce Squad for a little bit. Rise now finds an official spot for Triple Trouble, and a pretty good addition. I do have some concerns, though. They put out in the tweet an incredibly exciting new chapter for our roster, including picking up one of the best incoming players in the scene. Roster's already putting in work towards spring split. See you there, hopefully looking new and improved. I do say that this team is very talented. I like the players. I like the talent that they have. And they have been very close at numerous circumstances to getting into that next step. And Rise's mechanical ability should help them with that. My only concern, though, is if they have too much offense or too much of one thing, which they might possibly have, you could see this being a problem. Ultimately, the way I do look at it is you have Bluey and Rise playing a ton of offense, and Tadpole kind of follows up and solidifies. Take notes on just about every top tier team nowadays where you have one guy that kind of dedicates and enables to. You look at Dignitas, you look at stuff like Squishy taking a back seat on Energy, you look at version 1 with the same thing with Torment, but that third player still runs in that rotation and becomes a part of it. It's just the initial aggression and the initial pressure comes from the two mechanical players. You could start seeing that a little bit more often. And if that second player recognizes, if this is the circumstance, probably Bluey, who's going to be the most aggressive, recognizes that he can use those mechanics to set up his teammates, and he can try to forcefully open up opportunities, whether it be bumps, demos, or taking it a little bit slower. By slowing it down a little bit, it should open up some passing lanes for him, and then he can use that to help out Tadpole or Rise in this circumstance to put away goals. So again, I think this adds another threat to the team. I don't know if it's a better or worse thing. I don't know. It feels pretty lateral to me, although I do think individually Rise is probably a little bit better than Calyx. So it'll be interesting to see if this makes a jump. I will say credit to Calyx for the tongue-in-cheek joke. He does reply to the Rise announcement and says, "Wait, what?" as a joke, being like, wait, nobody told me, even though clearly he's in on it. So pretty funny that he is able to take it on the chin, and hopefully he finds a new team soon. As of right now, no new info about Calyx and where he may be headed. Talked about in yesterday's video about how version 1 was going to be having an announcement, something they were teasing, and it's not necessarily Rocket League related, but it is something that I think does make version 1 kind of here to stay. Version 1 has announced that they have a Valorant roster now. If you guys are looking at the video, they talk about their motto and what they're all about, but the big thing that comes with it is they are branching out into other esports, which there's two sides to it. Not only are they showcasing that it's not just a one-off thing, Rocket League isn't going to be something that they kind of just look at and then bounce back from. They are showing in this highlight package and all these videos highlights of the Rocket League team and stuff, and how they're pushing it, how they want to increase their involvement in different things, which is trying to solidify version 1 as a brand in esports. It's very difficult as a new organization to basically come in and be the next Cloud9, Energy, TSM, whoever you may think, the Liquids, the teams that have had a foundation for over a decade. It's very, very difficult. It's very costly to come and do that. I'm not worried about their funding. I know who their backing is. We should know who their owners are. You can go and look it up right now. But Wise Ventures and the rest of that group have the ability to really enable a team, and the way they go about doing their content and everything else, I think is a good look. So the fact that they're investing into Valorant, a team that, even though it hasn't really been established as a solidified esport until Riot sanctions its official situation, it is something that is just getting started. And within probably the next year or two, when you have all those eyes on version 1 and Valorant, that is only going to kick back most likely the way that it does with the Minnesota Rocker, as well as now Rocket League. So I do like that version 1 is investing in other things they are expanding upon, and they still have a very dedicated group to the Rocket League team. So this announcement, even though it's not directly correlated to the Rocket League team itself, it does provide more and more experience to their staff, which they can then push that over to the Rocket League team as well. So really excited to see how this one expands, and more importantly, the fact that they do showcase this. Valorant obviously does pull a lot of eyes. You can even see in this announcement that it's got a lot of attention to it. So it will be exciting to see how that traction then transitions over to Rocket League. Next up, we're going to take a look at the weekly schedule to show you guys what's going down in this week of RLCS action. First up on Wednesday, today at 9 a.m. Pacific, starting at 11 a.m., is going to be Salt Mine Underground, I think 7. Johnny's done a lot of these. I think there's 8, 10 total. I know there's a lot, but this is going to be the 7th one. I'm almost positive. That'll be going down all day today, starting at, again, 11 a.m. Central or 9 a.m. Pacific. Excited to see on that one. The one thing they don't include on here, which kind of bugs me, and I understand why they don't, because it's not them broadcasting it, but on Thursday, they should most definitely have the NA tiebreakers. I do not know why they don't put that on the schedule. Talked about this in my video yesterday about how NA tiebreakers are going to be going down. They're still trying to find out teams that are going to the major. So even though they aren't individually broadcasting it, I don't know why they don't let people know that 4 teams are going to be showcasing their matches to see who goes into a major. It's kind of weird that they don't display that. I don't know why. It kind of bugs me, considering it is their tournament that people are playing in. Nothing on Friday for once. There's nothing going on Friday. There may be other tournaments possibly. But ultimately, the big stuff, the primary stuff, is not happening. So you get a little bit of a day rest before South America is going to kick it off on Saturday and Sunday for their winter major. 2-day event, double elimination, 25,000. Just like it was OCE last weekend, South America is this week. I will be doing a power rankings for South America that Friday in regards to teams I think that are going to be most likely to win it. Pretty exciting stuff out of OCE. Shoutouts to Riot and the way that they performed. That's the previous Canberra Havoc team, Invisible Ninjas, or whatever the heck their names are. OCE team names don't really make any sense. They're all over the place, and they swap their rosters all the time. But there's a couple teams that you can always count as wildcards, and it's always exciting to see how those matches play out. But with that said, Saturday, Sunday, South American region. If you guys like a lot of mechanics and a lack of defense and just chaos all the time, South America feels like epitome of C-ball, hit-ball, and it's super entertaining. So those will be starting at 10 a.m. on both Saturday and Sunday. These are the exact same times that Europe normally starts if RLCS is going on. So most people should be able to tune into this. It will be on the main Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Rocket League. I will be tuning in and probably doing a watch party for some of these. I don't know how much of it I'm going to watch on Saturday. I do have Among Us games with Hafu and the crew, so probably not going to be doing it then. If you guys want to come watch me, twitch.tv/Lawler. I'll be playing Among Us with some people that are significantly more popular than I am, so it should be a lot of fun. But South America Major, I'll definitely be tuning in at some point during this weekend to watch some of these. I've got a lot of eyes, obviously, on King Card and Tander and the OGs that have been to land other times, and see if they can recreate that magic. So South America Rocket League this weekend, Major. A lot of stuff on the line, especially with there kind of being 2 top dogs right now in that region. Last but certainly not least, there was a tweet yesterday by Rocket League saying, in celebration of Black History Month, we're featuring new in-game created by talented Black artists on Monstercat. The new songs will be available as player anthems for free on 2/23. So in a couple weeks time, you will be able to go and download player anthems. If you guys don't remember what player anthems are, when you're in the game after you score, it plays said song. So not only are you getting new Monstercat tracks that may not be heard of, but it's also a cool way to celebrate Black History Month. So awesome stuff from Rocket League. I will say there is some really weird takes in the replies on that thread, and I just don't get why people are the way they are. Why can't we just be happy that they're celebrating a new thing and that we get new music? Like, why do we got to make it about politics and everything else? And people are weird. People are really weird. That is going to wrap it up for this video for Rocket League News. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, as always, drop those down below. And if you need links to anything I talked about, again, those will be found in the description, along with all my social medias. That is going to do it for me. If you guys would like to, give the video a thumbs up, hit subscribe, notifications, recommend it to your friends, family, aunts, uncles, cousins, whatever you got to do. Trying to hit 50K by the end of the year and greatly appreciate the push. I will see you all tomorrow for another video. Peace.